Hello, we will now see how to mine multi-level associations. We will be using the concept of flexible minimum support. As a recap, we'll recall that we had taken an example transaction data set of 4 transactions comprising of various items, and the frequency count for these items all was 1 for each. Then, using the concept hierarchy, when we went on to level 2 here, then the frequencies of some items increased, and further when we went to level 3, level 1, further increase in frequency counts was seen. Of course, this video can be found at the link given below the slide, and also will be there in the description box. So this is how, when we change the abstraction levels, we can find some frequent patterns, and which means using the concept hierarchy, we can find the frequent patterns. But for this, the concept of uniform or flexible minimum support will be required. We'll explore both the options. So starting from the top level, we will examine only those descendants whose ancestors are frequent. So what are the advantages of uniform minimum support? The search procedure becomes simple since only one user input is required. And when looking for frequent item sets, we start from the top level. And if items are not frequent, their descendants are not examined. But what are the drawbacks of having a uniform minimum support? Usually, items at lower levels will occur less frequently. So we may miss out on important associations if the threshold level is high. On the other hand, if you make it low, we may get uninteresting patterns. So the option is you reduce the minimum support at lower levels. We go through examples using uniform support and flexible support and see how we come out with the frequent pattern finding. So suppose we are first taking uniform minimum support of 50%. So 3 candidates at level 1, this is the level 1 frequency count table. 3 candidates satisfy 50%, that is 2, frequency count of 2 or more. 3 are there, which are frequent. Now we take their descendants. So from the instant and frozen foods, we see fries is a descendant, so we will not look at this. We take the count for the rest, and we see that 2 pickle and sweet wafers have the required count of more than 2. So they satisfy the minimum support. 2 candidates at level 2, 3 at level 1, 2 at level 2. Now we take the descendants of pickle and sweet wafers, which are those which have not been cut out. So certain rows we see as cut out because these items are the descendants of those items at level 2 or those ancestors who do not have uh, frequent support available. So we just leave them out. So we examine the mango sweet pickle, the unibic wafers, the olive pickle, and so on. But again, we get their count as 1, those which we are examining. So no candidates at level 3 data set. So this means the detailed information we are unable to find out about frequent pattern. However, we can see that pickle and sweet wafers are bought together. So at level 2, at a certain generalized abstraction, we can say pickle and sweet wafers are bought together, but which pickle, which sweet wafer, we cannot answer because we have not been able to identify any frequent patterns at level 3. And this detailed information The most specific information is present at level 3. So now we take the reduced minimum support. So at higher level, we keep 50%, and for level 3, we take 25%. So level 1 and level 2, we had seen pickle and sweet wafers are bought together. So for level 3, we need to examine only the descendants of this pickle and sweet wafers. So we'll cut out the rest and we'll check out those marked with the arrows. And here, these are all having count 1, but with our approach of reduced minimum support at level 3. 25% means what? We need a count of 1. So all these satisfy the frequent pattern criteria. So these individual items, that means item sets of size 1, these are all frequent at 25% support. Okay, we always talk about frequent at the required support. Now, we examine level 3 data set for item set of size 2. Item set of size 2. We saw that for singleton item sets, these 6 items were frequent. Now, when we look at the pairs in the transaction database, that is the level 3 data set, what do we see? That mango sweet pickle unibic wafers, they are bought together because their frequency count is 1, which is the required count. Similarly, the olive pickle and Harvey wafers also occur together with a frequency count of 1. So, frequent at 25% support, we have been able to find a pair of pickle and wafer, sweet wafer, mango sweet pickle unibic, and another pair, olive pickle and Harvey's. We can see that this first pair occurs at T01, the second pair occurs at T02. Of course, no other pair we are able to find. See, pickle but no sweet wafer in T03, sweet wafer in T04 but no pickle. So, two pairs. So, the pickle and sweet wafer, this detail which we were unable to find when we had the uniform support, now we are able to identify. Okay, because we use the reduced minimum support at the level 3. Because as we said, if we keep the same threshold, then the details at the lower level may be missed out. And this we saw the illustration with our small example. So I hope the concept of multi-level associations, how you can work at different abstraction levels, and how you can use minimum support to get some information, the uniform support to get some information, and flexible support that is reduced at lower levels to get out the detailed information in terms of which pickle and which wafer were frequent. Okay, so thanks for watching. We'll continue talking about the more details of multi-level associations, the redundancy of associations at different levels, and how we should remove them. We'll look into it in future videos. So thanks for watching. Thank you.